Yeah. So I think we're going to move on to our last question.
Let's do it.
For our recording session for this podcast number 4, right?
Yeah.
So
when did you really start believing in God?
When did you really start believing in God? Yeah, so I'm going to maybe take this in a slightly different direction. I'll give some examples. So when did I start believing in God? I mean, there's a very real sense in what I want to say, I haven't yet. Not yet. Because if I really, like, so what does it mean to believe in God? Like you're saying, there's a difference between like consenting academically and like really truly believing and trusting. And so like,
meeting him.
If I really believed there was a God, I probably would not still have a lot of the problems I have. Like I still am so anxious and I'm still so afraid of things. And I'm still so unforgiving and petty at times. And if I really, in my core of my being, believed there was a God and that he was who he said he was, I wouldn't be doing a lot of the things I'm doing. I would stop a lot of my sinning and I would probably have a lot easier, it seems to be a theme of life. Yes. So like there's a part of me that's like, when did I start believing in God? Like I hope any day, I hope someday soon I will really believe there's a God. More. And so like, so there's a part of me, a huge part of me wants to be like, I haven't yet. I do not believe in God. Lord, one of my favorite lines in the gospel, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. Because I think that like, there's so much of me that believes and there's so much of me still that doesn't believe. And there's a line where it said the apostles, they worshiped, but they doubted. Jesus is risen. He is standing bodily in front of them with the holes in his hands and they worshiped and they doubted. And that gives me a lot of comfort because I feel like I'm the exact same way. So, and I think there's a real answer to that question where the answer is I haven't yet, and I hope I will soon. There's another sense of which like I feel like it's deepened, and the reason why I think that is like it has been this process of deepening. I can see these kind of important watershed moments. I will say I also, in my first communion, I had a really profound encounter with God not long after my first communion, at like my third communion, where like I really felt like God was challenging me to take him seriously. And I think the same thing happened again in the lead up to my confirmation. And then I think the same thing happened again as I was preparing for marriage. And then I think the same thing happened again as I was preparing for ordination. So like in these moments around these like great sacraments, I can see these moments where God was like either right before or right after, like calling me into a deepening and calling me into a deepening. And I think after each of them, I had this experience of like, I didn't even really believe in God till now. Like I remember after like, I didn't even believe in God till now. Now I believe. And then 10 years later at confirmation, oh, I didn't even believe till now. Now I believe. Now I'm going to take it seriously.
Understand other parts of God that you haven't seen yet, and your mind's just blown each time. It's like,
and so I'm sure there's a day coming, not long from now, I hope, where I'm going to be like, now I'm taking God seriously. And so like, I can think of at least 4, probably more if I broke it down. There was a time when I lived abroad for a while where I really was struggling with my faith, and when I came back to the faith in a serious way, that was this profound moment of like, I mean, it was another time, like I named those sacraments, but there was another time where like I was kind of debating whether I wanted to stay in the church or whether I wanted to stay in this faith or whatever. And I was in Istanbul, Turkey in Advent, and I went in and was watching everyone receive communion. And I knew that I wasn't in a place where I could receive communion, and just wanting it so badly and seeing the body of Christ, receiving the body of Christ, and being like, oh, I could never walk away from this. And like, now I'm going to take it seriously. I know I said I was taking it seriously before, and then that other time before, but now I am. And then again, a few years later, I was like, and now. So the monks have this saying sometimes that they'll use almost even every day of their lives called Nunc Cepi, which means right now I'm beginning. Nunc Cepi means now I begin. And I feel like so many experiences in my life, when did I start believing God? Like, oh, finally, right now. So when did I start believing in God? Depending on what you mean. When I got my first communion, other times, important times in my life, and also I haven't even done it yet. So
yeah, hopefully you meet God every single day of your life. Hopefully you encounter him all the day of your life, in every single thing you see, and everyone you see, in every one of your actions, and every one of your prayers. Hopefully you can encounter him in a new way. And to come back, that's what St. Francis, teaches, or like shows us. He encounters God everywhere, each time in a new way. So yeah, if you want to see this episode, link is probably going to be up there, down there, somewhere. Yep. Great answer. I think that's. Do you have anything else? No,
so I just want to say, so DYC was an amazing experience. I want to thank everyone that we got to see there. It was my 8th DYC, and I feel like everyone I've enjoyed more than the last. So to everyone who gave us questions, to everyone who was willing to chat with us for a little bit there, from the bottom of our heart, thanks. It's such a cool experience to see young people who are on fire with their faith, who are believing, but also doubting, and trying to work out their faith with fear and trembling.
Discovering God in new ways each day.
Yeah, celebrating the faith, trying to grow in the faith. Like, it's beautiful, broken, healed. Like, there's so much going on at that conference, and it's always just a privilege to be part of it. So, yes, thanks to the Diocese of Richmond Office of Evangelization for holding it. And it's a ton of work.
Great job.
And
great job,
thanks to everyone who came, because really, I come as a group lead every year, and I always get more than I give. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and we're not done. Don't worry if you didn't see your question somewhere. During this recording, it's gonna be on the next. Don't worry, we still have a bunch of questions. They're coming up. Yeah. So, see you guys. Take care, and yeah, have a great day, night, whatever.
Yeah. Until next time. New
Until next
Chapey.
time.
Now we're getting started. Get started in the faith
And
right
tomorrow.
now. Yeah. Cool.
Bye.